course, my memory on my phone is kind of full right now. So anyway, I'm just dealing with it as I have. So doing it as a live for you, Aquarius. So what I'm looking at here, I don't always do you, Aquarius, and I'm sorry, it's just because of lack of time for the most part, but I will start doing random things as I go. So what I have here is, of course, this week for the week of the 15th to the 22nd indicates that you're moving forward with some discernment. Of course, you're being a little bit more careful because there's some restrictions around that advancement card with the Three of Wands. I want to say that you are advancing, but there's almost like an opportunity or something that you might try to overindulge in, even though it's a positive change. It looks really successful and that kind of thing. It looks like you won't have to worry about the steps going forward because it looks like it is incredible progress with the Three of Wands. However, like I said, I'm looking at the Devil card. So it's almost like you're trying to align yourself with something going forward because you actually see that it has some potential and there is a blessing, but there is still a period of wait when I see the Three of Wands. However, because I see the Devil sort of in the mix here, that does indicate there could be some temptations around taking something new without really looking at it, you know, maybe in its entirety. Maybe it looks too good to be true, something like that. Maybe you don't want to let go of your personal demons or suffering or toxicities or whatever it is that you're currently locked into, materialism or otherwise. You might not want to let go of something in lieu of going forward, but it feels like it's time. Like I said, there's a certain sense of urgency. Well, maybe not urgency is quite the word, but there's a certain sense that you need to kind of commit to this, whatever this is, whatever this challenge is that you're kind of facing. I do feel like with that devil energy, again, it could be just that you don't feel like you have the determination or the faith to break free from something. But I feel with the Page of Wands, it is telling you that you can go forward with this because there's a lot of creativity, there's a lot of exciting new ideas, a lot of something enthusiasm in this new direction, in this new adventure up ahead here for you. There is some planning, there is still some communication. You might not be hearing something positive about it that you would want to hear, but I feel like ultimately you're going to go forward in this direction anyway with a certain level of optimism. Again, this is just for the week. So there's something that you're considering kind of the do's and don'ts about, and the possibilities in, but it's almost like you're not fully sure it's the right thing to do. So, um, and I feel like you can kind of leverage things in the right way to have this work out for you because you end up with the card of the Hierophant. This could be dealing with a bigger corporation, could be dealing with a government agency, or something that has a strong contractual feel to it. But either way, even a long-term commitment in terms of a romantic connection. But either way, I'm still seeing the Hierophant as a card of something that you would have to plan and strategize and really commit to. So again, Hierophant is that energy where there's a lot of rules and regulations, maybe teaching or systems, a lot of leadership and levels of. But there's still something here about expansion because, again, the clarifiers are really where there's the negativity. So it's almost like it's toxic thoughts or something that you are infusing into the mix. But either way, you're restricting it because of your own thought patterns. I don't think it's really in that realm of something distasteful. Like it feels like everything is really quite positive. And ultimately, the Hierophant seems to be the choice that you make because you end up with the Queen of Cups. So this week, it looks like there's a little bit of dealing with that corporation or dealing with this higher entity or the systems regulated scenario in a positive way. So the Queen is somebody who is has a lot of uses their emotional intelligence in a situation, so it's quite a nurturing card as well and very compassionate to others. And it's kind of an odd mix to say that with the Hierophant, but I feel like the way in which you deal with a situation is you're doing something for the greater good. Like you're trusting the situation because it feels like it is maybe you felt like you were kind of stuck in a loop or something like that. But overall, the Queen of Cups has the healing touch and everything, whether maybe you're just being a little extra sensitive here too this month, or rather in this next week. So it could be something along that line, but you're still very tuned in terms of your intuition. And I feel like you're just being very warm and compassionate and responsible with your emotions as far as how you're dealing with the situation. So again, I really feel like things are progressing in a positive way. But again, it feels like the restrictions are really around your own, um, around you. It's, again, I don't feel like it's external to you. I mean, if there was someone that you didn't trust, um, I mean, sure, keep your ear open to the scenario and be a little extra sensitive to it, but I still feel like the conformity or the structure or the social norms or whatever it is that you're adhering to here, seems to be that you're being guided in the right way. It's going to create some inner peace for you. It is going to be something that, again, there's intuitive awareness here, emotional maturity. So whether you were dealing with somebody who was a little unscrupulous, if you're so this is in the workforce, I do feel like you still have the upper hand because you're dealing with things from an intuitive, emotional, compassionate point of view. So there's still growth in the situation, empathy in a situation, adhering to, like I said, traditions and all of that. And so it's giving you a sense of inner peace. So I feel like if you were dealing with somebody who was this Page of Wands energy, and it didn't feel like you felt like somebody was trying to get the best out of you or get the best of you, I feel like you have the upper hand in this situation. So again, something that you were a little bit guarded over is okay to go forward with. Like I said, that Page of Wands energy is also communication that something is coming forward here. And again, even with the Seven of Swords, it's still kind of a strategizing kind of energy, just to be aware of any kind of lower energies around you. So if that is the case and that's the scenario you have to be aware of, just know that your passions and your pursuits, even if this person betrayed you, it still ends up on the upper hand for you this week. So there's potential, like I said, to advance forward here with a project and be a little playful about it. Sure, protect yourself a bit here because you might be dealing with somebody who's a little unscrupulous. But either way, I feel like you're still overcoming the obstacles. Anyway, that's what I have for you, Aquarius, for this week of January.